In this video, I'm going to be showing you the exact steps that you need to take to build a profitable personal brand. One where you have leverage over your competitors. You're not spending hours per week creating content, and most importantly, you've positioned yourself in such a way that it would be unreasonable for a prospect not to invest into you. So let's get into this right now. And before we do, you may just be asking yourself right now, Joseph, how can you make such a crazy bold claim? And the truth is that we've done it at this point for over 50 multi-6 to 8-figure business owners that we're so confident in saying that any online service-based business who uses this strategy that we're about to show you can achieve these results and add multi-6 all the way to 7 figures in annual recurring revenue from their personal brand. So let's just look through some of the people we're working with right now. So there's a range of people. We're working with people with hundreds of thousands of followers like Luca, Kevin, Zach, and then we're also working with a few clients who only have 1,000 followers, 12,000 followers, another 1,000 followers here, 3,000 followers, 2,000 followers. No matter the followers you have, this strategy is going to work for you. And if you want to further take a deep dive into my client results, you can go onto my Instagram and click through my story highlights, where you're going to see all amazing results we've got them. I don't want this video to be taken up too much by this, but I'll quickly overview them. So Nick right here, like we said, he only has 1,000 followers, but we've been able to make him an additional multi-6 figures just from his personal brand, was only having 1,000 followers. Luca, we've been able to scale him to 320,000 followers, further showing that, yes, we can help you get tons of followers, but you don't need tons of followers to make money. I don't want this to go on any longer, so let's get into the value piece. The strategy that we use to be able to achieve these amazing results and constantly be able to deliver is called the Fusion Funnel. And I can probably guess right now that when it does come to you, trying to build a profitable personal brand, trying to create content, you're likely dealing with the following. You're currently trying to run your business yourself, whilst also trying to find time on the side to create content, leading to you spending an additional few hours per day creating content, but you're not really seeing many results. Or you may be trying to go viral within your videos because you've been subconsciously taught by all these gurus that it's the only way to be able to achieve personal brand success. But this just isn't the case, because when we are creating our personal brand, we only want to be speaking towards our dream client. Or next, you've been told to create a personal brand because you know it's a new thing. So you think you are on the right path. You're doing everything people tell you to do. You're posting 2 to 3 times per day, but nothing's just clicking. You're not really seeing any results, even if it's views, likes, leads, and you haven't been able to generate any new clients from it. Or you may have a personal brand that has amassed some sort of lead quality. You are getting leads through the door, but you're just dealing with a constant problem of them being unqualified, not really knowing how your offer works, which is just making it really hard for yourself to be able to sell to anyone. You're having a really low show up rate within your calls, as well as a closing rate. And then finally, you're just scratching your head. You're just wondering all the time, why isn't my personal brand working? Why am I putting all this effort in to not be rewarded? But what if I told you that within this video, I'm going to show you how you can achieve personal brand success, how the Fusion Funnel works from start to end, and how you can implement it yourself today to remove any bottlenecks you may be facing within your personal brand. Would you stay around? Because it's exactly what I'm going to be showing you, and I'm extremely excited for it. So here's exactly how it works. So let me navigate on this. And what I'm going to be doing now is giving you a very high level overview, and then later on in the video, we're going to be really digging deep into each section because it consists of 3 key sections. So we have awareness, we have nurture, and then finally, we have take action. So let's look at awareness. So when it comes to any sort of social media, there are 2 types of social media platforms. I like to call them unintentional platforms and intentional platforms. YouTube is a very intentional platform, and the reason behind it is, 1, it's the 2nd largest search engine in the world, and the largest one is Google, which owns YouTube, meaning that any viewers you are going to be getting, they're going to be highly qualified. 1, because on the YouTube search bar, they're likely going to type up for a solution to a problem that you're able to solve. So let's say as an example, you're a sales consultant, you help business owners increase their close rate, and you post a video saying, this is how to increase your close rate by 20% over the next 30 days. The only type of person who would be watching that is someone who's highly relevant towards you and is clearly interested in what you have to offer. Meaning that with these intentional platforms, the quality of viewership you get is extremely good. Secondly, to further reinforce its power, before someone even clicks to watch the video, they first have to look at the thumbnail, and secondly, they have to read the title, meaning that they actually want to go onto it. Compared to our unintentional platforms like Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, I guess I should say X, and then finally, Facebook. Because if I just get my phone up to give you an example, when you are on these platforms, you're just swiping through the feed. You don't know what video is going to be coming up next. And this is why the whole goal with these platforms is to just drive prospects into your YouTube channel. So you're probably asking me, okay, Joseph, we've covered all of this. Why don't we then just use YouTube to be able to attract as many prospects as possible? Good question. The main reason behind this is because us having as many touch points as possible is going to give us the most leverage to constantly remind prospects who we are and how we can help them, and really get in their face and really just show to them we're the only people who are able to solve their deepest, darkest pains. And in this Fusion funnel, I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can garner this awareness through these platforms, funnel them to go right into your YouTube ecosystem where you can further nurture them using our YouTube content pillars. So these consist of pain points, limiting beliefs, objections, and finally we're going to be using client interviews. And by you utilizing these 4 pillars, it's going to allow you to build enough rapport with the prospect, really get them to trust you and understand exactly how your offer works, meaning that they're going to be far more likely to want to continue going down your funnel, which is where we're going to have our YouTube VSL. Typically, most people house a VSL on some sort of landing page, but through the amount of data we've been able to gather over the last 8 months, we've seen a YouTube VSL is far more effective, and I'm excited to be further breaking this down later with you guys. And then finally, we have Take Action. So this is where we show you the 5 acquisition methods that we've developed to move a prospect from just watching your content, being nurtured by your personal brand, into booking a call with you, where it would be very unreasonable for them not to invest into you because the amount of nurturing you've been able to do. Okay, so you now have a very high level understanding of how it works. So let's further look into it. And before we do, it's important for me to further show you and really enforce what the Fusion funnel does differently. So first, it removes the guessing games. You follow a clear plug and play content strategy that works for any service-based business, and it's going to allow you to attract, nurture, and most importantly, sign dream clients. Next, when these dream clients are hopping on a sales call with you, or I should say enrollment call, they know exactly what you do and how you can help them, meaning that it's a guaranteed close. So you're no longer going to have to really look at sales calls such as, okay, I have to book 5 calls today to be able to get a close, because every single person who goes through this funnel, it would be unreasonable for them. And then next, it allows you to spend the least amount of time creating content as possible, because we're going to be showing you all the techniques that we're using for our clients, so they're able to spend less than an hour, sometimes a month, creating content. Yes, you heard that correctly. And then next, and in my opinion, this is one of the biggest mindset shifts all our clients have made, and as soon as they did, they attracted so many more dream clients to them and were able to close so many more deals. When they stopped chasing paper metrics and instead made content that directly served their dream client and only spoke to them, instead of just trying to engage and just really seek validation from a broad audience, which likely wouldn't buy from them. And then, like we touched upon, sales calls turning into enrollment calls. So let's go through this now, and it's going to start with awareness. So with our top of funnel social media accounts, these ones here, these 4, in my opinion, they're the best. I've purposely excluded TikTok from it, just because we found from all the data we've gathered over these last 8 to 12 months, with working with over 75 service-based business owners at this point, that TikTok, you just don't have a very high quality audience and you're often dealing with tire kickers. So we stick to these 4 social media channels. And if you are just starting your personal brand alongside your YouTube, I would just suggest picking one of these. The best ones, in my opinion, if you are just picking, is going to be between Instagram and LinkedIn. And then over time, you can also start building up on Twitter and then Facebook. And like we said, these are unintentional social media platforms, meaning that you can't predict what's going to be coming next, and they're not SEO driven, meaning that you can never just type up for a solution to a problem you have. That's more YouTube, really enforcing the high quality audience you get. And this is why our objective is to not use our short form content. So on these top of funnel social media platforms, it's called short form content. We're not going to be using it to try and sell to anyone, as one, it's unintentional. And secondly, videos only last between 20 to 90 seconds, which is nowhere near enough time for someone to be able to trust us and then for us to be able to try and pitch them our offer. And this is why instead, all we're doing is attracting awareness, taking them to our top of funnel social media accounts. Once we've nurtured them enough, we're going to be using our funnel strategies, which I'll be showing you, to move them to your YouTube channel. But in order to achieve this level of awareness and to get the right people into these social media accounts, these top of funnel ones, it's important that you correctly optimize it. And it's going to consist of these 5 stages. So 1, optimizing your profile picture, your banner, your bio, your story highlights, and your featured post. And I like to call this turning your top of funnel social medias into a landing page. So here's how we go about it. Firstly, we have our profile picture. So here's just 2 of my clients. So we have Zach, and then we also have Ryan here. So he's one of my older clients. And there's 2 ways you can go about doing your profile picture. However, it's really important that you follow these basic fundamentals. Firstly, the prospect can clearly see who you are. You want them to be able to trust you straight away and not just be scratching their head. Who is this? Next, you can have some sort of lifestyle photo behind you, or you can have your brand colors to make it more memorable. Next, you have your banner. And you want to keep this super simple. I see all the time people really overcomplicating this. On my LinkedIn banner, all I have is how we help people, so build a profitable personal brand. And then I state what you don't need to do. So you don't need to go viral, have 10 million, so have tens of thousands of millions of followers, or spend hours creating content. So I'm giving a very high level overview. Next, we have the bio. And when it comes to actually turning our social medias into a landing page, this is by far the most important step. So it's going to consist of 3 lines. Firstly, we have who you help, what you help them achieve, and how you help them. So I help business owners close more deals by implementing sales teams. Next, for the middle part, you would have DM me action word to learn more. So DM me sales to learn more. And then finally, you're going to have a call to action to direct people into your YouTube channel, because this is going to be one of our ways to funnel them into it. And all you're going to do is just give an attractive title to what your video was about. So in this instance, how to increase your close rate by 50% or more. And then you can have a pointing down arrow to the YouTube link. And then the final step of you optimizing your top of funnel social media accounts is going to be your story highlights and your featured posts. So your story highlights, these are going to be the ones on your Instagram account. And I like to use these 2 frameworks. So firstly, you're going to have client wins. So anytime a client of yours does do something amazing, you help them achieve a certain milestone, they hit a certain revenue goal, I want you to screenshot this and post this on your story highlights. Next, you have me. So in this instance, you. And it's just where you're going to post any lifestyle photos of yourself, what you get up to when you're not working. This is really going to allow people to be able to connect with your core pillars, really relate with you more. And especially if they like the same things as you, then it's going to make it much easier to really nurture this prospect, get them to invest into you so you can deliver amazing results for them. And then just for the featured post, so this is going to be for LinkedIn, I would recommend featuring a client interview. So we'll get onto this in the YouTube piece in a second. Now you've optimized your top of funnel social media accounts, It's important that you understand the type of content that you need to create, because you've got it set up for when people come to you, but you need a way for people to come to you. And you're going to do this through the content you make. And then firstly, you have pain point content. It is important for you to remember as you watch this section that when it comes to short form, you typically have between 30 to 90 seconds to really break down a topic. So every single thing we do is very high level solutions. And this is a script and structure which you could do for your pain point content. So this is where you're going to be solving dream clients' pain points. So firstly, you have the hook. Next, you have the interest peak. So this is how you're going to get someone to stay on until the end of the video. And then you have the value piece. And then finally, you have the call to action. So let's see a worked example here. For our hook, this is the easiest way to double your close rate. Interest peak. And before I let you know the exact method, you could discuss a well-known person in your market. So for me, I could do Alex Hormozi. And before I let you know this exact method, this is exactly what Alex Hormozi is using. You see, we're leveraging someone else who's famous. And then finally, you just talk about a money amount just to make it more engaging. Then you have your value piece, keeping it very high level. And then finally, your call to action. So this could be follow me for more value. You could also set up an automation sequence, but we'll get onto this part in a second. Cool. So now you have lifestyle content. I know I just discussed about completely turning our top of funnel social medias into a landing page, but it's important that you're also showing your lifestyle. One, so you're not just coming off constantly as sales hungry, and it's just going to allow people to connect with you far better. So right here I have just two examples of some lifestyle posts I recently uploaded onto Instagram. So here's my two dogs, and I also just have a picture of me at a store. I think I was buying a pen or something. By me doing this, it's just going to really help to break up my top of funnel social media accounts. Yes, I do have my value pieces of content, but I also have my lifestyle, which helps people to get value from me and also really understand what my core pillars are, what I enjoy doing, and this is just going to help them to build a greater connection with me, making it far easier to be able to nurture prospects. And then the final piece of content you can do is just past and present storytelling. So you can quickly touch upon any previous stories, things which may have happened to you. So let's say you're a consultant as an example, and you tried to scale your first ever business, but it just didn't go very well. By you making a video which touches upon this, and you just give some actionable advice to other people who may be trying to grow their business, it's going to allow you to provide value, as it also make the video far more relatable, as a lot of prospects will likely be able to relate to the position you once were in to where they currently are now. Okay, so now that we've covered this, you're probably wondering how this content looks. So I have three of my clients right here. So we have Luca, Chris, and Zach. And we're going to be going over each one and just watching the first 20 to 30 seconds so you can really understand how this type of short form content should look. So let's go on to Luca first.
Imagine how good you could be 6 months from now if you started today. As soon as I started watching YouTubers, I knew that this is what I wanted to do. And if you're the same, then this video is for you. If not, then don't worry. Hasta la vista, baby. I procrastinated for so long about making my first video. I stayed.
So as you can see within the first 18 seconds of the video, we're making it highly engaging. We have these editing elements within it to really reinforce what he's talking about. We also have the captions, meaning that we're really able to double our reach, because a lot of the times when people are on Instagram, they may be out and about, meaning that one, they could forget their headphones, and secondly, they just may not have the sound on. So by us adding the captions, we're still given the option to be able to watch the video because they can read through the captions. You may have noticed he also has his own unique style, which helps him to stand out from his competitors. So Luca's become very known to use his color palette within his content, helping him to further have that unique thing for his personal brand. Next, we have Chris. So Chris focuses on a very specific audience. He's a former CEO of a billion-dollar company. He's a best-selling author of a book. It's called No Bullshit Leadership. And he's just crushing it with us. So here's an example of his video.
I'm going to share with you the top 3 reasons why people screw up job interviews. And as a global CEO, I've interviewed a lot of people. And people make these mistakes from the most junior to the most senior. And these 3 are completely avoidable. Number 1, preparation.
So as you can see here, once again, Chris is speaking directly to the camera. He's providing tons of value. and he has his own unique style about him, helping him to further stand out from his competitors. And we're still using these attractive hooks because remember to go back, when a prospect is going through your top of funnel social media accounts, they're just going to be swiping. They don't know what's coming up. So by us having an attractive hook at the start to really catch someone's attention, it's going to make it far more likely for them to stop scrolling and consume the content. And if they are qualified, for them to go through the rest of our top of funnel social media accounts and then over time go into our YouTube channel. So let's finally look over SAC.
I believe that every single photographer should learn how to shoot good photos in horrible conditions. Here's why. When you head out for that sunrise or sunset shoot and it's completely overcast or even raining a little bit.
So once again, as you can see, SAC has his own style, and every single thing he's talking about, we're adding a graphic in place to really reinforce it and also split up the video because it's going from him to these graphics back to him. So we're having tons of pattern disruptions in place throughout the video. And you've probably realized a repeated theme throughout all these clients of ours, how they're making their content look. And we're not making it look the same at all. So for each client, so they really have their own unique edge on all their competitors, we always make them their own bespoke editing style, because this is another core pillar when it comes to their personal brand. Awesome. So now that we've covered this and you know exactly how to attract prospects with your top of funnel social media accounts, and when they do come in, how to correctly optimize your top of funnel social media accounts, let's go on to how you can actually funnel these prospects into your YouTube channel. And there's multiple ways behind it. Firstly, you can completely skip out this whole entire stage. So if we just go back here, like we said, YouTube is an intentional platform. So a lot of the time, the pieces of content you are going to be posting, it could so happen that prospects, they're not finding you through these top of funnel social media accounts. They're just finding you through your YouTube channel. And that's perfectly fine. It just makes the process of you booking them onto a call that little bit quicker. So that's a very, very good thing. But if they do find you first through these top of funnel social media accounts, you are going to need proven strategies in place to be able to get them to your YouTube. And thankfully, after testing out so many different methods over the last 8 to 12 months, being able to work with so many different clients along so many different online service-based businesses, we found the exact strategies that works no matter the service-based business you are. And the first one is going to be a CTA funnel. So these aren't only just a great way to be able to move a prospect into your YouTube channel, but it's also a great way to capture data. And this is an important thing to note. On these top of funnel social media accounts, you don't own the data like email addresses, phone numbers, their names. So being able to leverage ways where you do is extremely important. And you using this CTA funnel is going to allow you to do just that. And there's two types. So firstly, let's go through the lead magnet CTA. So this is where you're going to promote a lead magnet within your offer. So for me as an example, it could be a ChatGPT AI scripting tool. So I would promote that to my audience within a piece of content that I recently posted. From here, for them to be able to claim it, they would have to comment a certain word. So in this case, let's say Fusion. Once a prospect comments the word Fusion, automations are going to take place and it automatically send this prospect the lead magnet. But in order for them to get it, they need to type in their information. So we're going to be able to capture that information. They're going to be able to receive the lead magnet. And once they've done it, they're also going to be directed into our YouTube channel. So now they're in our ecosystem and they can be further nurtured by the rest of our content. And with us capturing these leadful data, it also provides a lot of opportunities to also add them to newsletters and further nurture them with multiple different touch points. So next we have the story CTA funnel, and you're going to be able to do this on your Instagram. And this is why I strongly suggest, if you're not using top of funnel social media accounts, you either go ahead with LinkedIn or Instagram and stay away from the other two until you see success on these. And it's super simple. All you're going to do is quickly just post about on your Instagram stories some of the amazing results your clients have seen in the last week or two. Once you've done this, you're then just going to pick up your phone in selfie style, just speak to it, just really summarize these amazing results. And then finally, you're going to say something like, so if you want to learn exactly how you can do this yourself, then click on the link here where I recorded a video breaking it down. And the video will be on YouTube, meaning once again, you're getting them into your YouTube ecosystem. And then another method is going to be your messages. So when a prospect does follow you across your top funnel social media accounts, and you see that they are highly qualified, all our clients' sales teams, their appointment setters, then message these prospects to really understand what they're currently doing, if they're qualified enough, and any bottlenecks they may be facing. And instead of booking them on a call, once they're really receptive to us, and trying to close them there, because at this point they're not nurtured enough. Once they've told us their pain, we're going to send them a YouTube resource that's able to solve this pain, instead of just saying, as an example, John, I know I can 100% solve this for you, let's hop on a call to further discuss it. Because at this point, you don't have enough leverage on them, and you haven't made it unreasonable enough for them not to be able to invest into you. And that is why we're just moving them straight into our YouTube channel. So here's an example of how you can find these people to message within your account. Some prospects may be liking your posts, they may be following you. From here, you're going to message them, further dig deeper into the pain points they're facing, understand their pains and goals, what they're currently doing, and just really understand ways you can provide value to them and send them a YouTube resource that may solve any pains they're facing or further help them achieve their goals. Next, you have landing page. So as we've just set up previously, turn in your Instagram, turn in your LinkedIn, etc., the rest of your top of funnel social media accounts into a landing page. And it's just simply the case of just putting the link here, and anytime a new prospect comes in, they're going to see your attractive bio, they're going to read it, they're going to resonate with the CTA you put for someone to click onto your YouTube link, they're going to click it, and then as a result, they're going to be within your YouTube ecosystem. So these are the best possible ways for you to be able to do that. And as you can see, it's super simple. And it's important to note that all our clients need to do during this process is simply press record, because we handle everything else for them. And it's really the best way for them to be able to get the most leverage as possible, as they can focus on what really matters most when recording, clearly conveying the message forwards to their prospect, as well as running other parts of their business. So they're not just having to manage every single part of their personal brand, because otherwise it does turn to a full-time job. So now that we've discussed this, it's time to go on to the nurture section. So this is of course going to be your middle of funnel YouTube. And like we touched on, YouTube is an intentional platform. It's currently the second largest search engine in the entire world, meaning that a lot of the time prospects are going to be typing up for a solution that you're able to solve. I mean, you've probably done it yourself so many times. I can guarantee that at least one point in your life, you've typed into YouTube, how can I do this? How can I solve this? And you've watched a video. So what makes you think that a prospect wouldn't be doing the same thing for you, for something that you're able to solve? There probably are. And this is why it's so important to be able to leverage YouTube, as every single viewer is going to be a high quality one. And just to further reinforce this, before you even click onto a video, you need to look at the thumbnail, you need to read the title, meaning that if someone even gets past that and clicks onto the video, they've already resonated with you. They want to stick around and truly listen to what you have to say, showing just how high quality these viewers are. And to be able to achieve this sort of success when it comes to YouTube, so you are able to nurture these prospects, you're able to build trust and move them into the last stage of your funnel, which is of course taking action, booking a call, investing into your service. You need to align to these 4 content pillars. So we have pain points, limiting beliefs, objections, and then finally, client interviews. And the entire goal of these pillars is to do the following before a prospect books a call with us. So we want to remove any internal beliefs prospects may have that could be holding them back from investing into us. A common example I get with running a content agency, helping people build their personal brands, is they don't have enough time to create content. So I would make a video showing them how they can easily create content in the least amount of time possible. At this point, I'm removing that limiting belief, meaning that when it does come to a sales call, enrollment call, they're not going to be chucking these sorts of objections at me. And once again, prevent prospects asking how your offer works, and then provide prospects with tons of value. Next, you just have the opportunity just to provide prospects with so much value, because let's be realistic, some aren't going to be ready to invest into us straight away, but by us still being able to engage them constantly through our content, provide tons of value, they likely are going to take action on the free value we've given them, see amazing results from it. And they're likely going to scratch their head and just wonder, if I got all of this for free, what would I get if I invested into you? And this is why it's so powerful. So let's go through how each content piece works, and it's gonna start with pain points. And as you can see here, because it is YouTube, it is a bit lengthier than the pain point script and structure which we went over within our short form content. So let's quickly analyze it now. So we have hook, we had it in our short form, interest peak, short form, but we are also going to include pain points. This is where we're really going to reinforce the pains our dream clients are facing to really show them that they have a problem and it needs to be solved right now. And then for an agenda, so before you provide the value, just to set expectations, you're going to tell the prospect exactly what they're going to get out of this video, then the value piece, and then finally the call to action. So let's just look through a worked example now. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can double your close rate in just 90 days. And then we have the interest peak. And the strategy that I'm about to show you is exactly what Bill Gates used in the early phase of Microsoft. So in this, we are leveraging these big names as it's a great way to be able to maintain watch time and ensure that these qualified viewers are watching us until the end. Then you have pain points, reinforcing it to them, agenda, saying exactly what the video is about, value, showing the prospect how they're able to achieve just this, and then finally for the call to action, getting the prospect to check out the rest of your content. I will be going on to this a lot more later, but it's very important for you to understand that depending on the type of YouTube video you are going to be posting, your call to action is critical. If you're talking about your whole entire offer, then yes, it would make sense to pitch someone for a call, to get them to book a call with you. But if it's just a tiny piece of your offer, let's say for me, when I was filming a video on how to save time creating content, it would make no sense for me at all to pitch a call because they don't know enough about my offer. So instead, my CTA is for them to watch the rest of my content. Now we have limiting beliefs. And this is where you just want to address any internal beliefs a prospect may have around your service, and you just want to completely remove them. So ask yourself, what is holding a prospect back from investing into you? A key one I used to have until we implemented this Fusion funnel was they just don't have enough time to create content. So I'm really reinforcing within my YouTube videos how it just doesn't take that long to film if you follow the Fusion funnel, if we do it for you. So I'm really enforcing this, really building tons of trust. Next, you have objections. And these are, in a sense, exactly like limited beliefs, but you are going to find slight differentiations when it comes to your objections. So in this instance, it could be price, the partner objection, as opposed to the belief mechanism of time. I just don't have enough time to create content. This just won't work for my niche. So by you leveraging within your content, the amount of money it could make someone and how that far benefits them taking no action at all, you are going to be able to remove this objection. And then finally, we have client interviews. And in my personal opinion, these have to be the best. And the reason behind this is because the client is selling the offer for you. So this is where you get on a call with one of your clients who you've helped to achieve amazing results. And you just ask them a range of questions like, where were they before they started working with you versus now? Why they got these amazing results, how great your service was. And then the one, which is the true money maker, if they would suggest someone working with you. And obviously because the client is on an interview with you and you've got them amazing results, they're always going to say yes, making it far easier to nurture prospects. So here's just an example of one with my client, Luca. Awesome. So by you creating this type of content and following these 4 content pillars, it's going to help you do the following. Firstly, nurture prospects. Secondly, build trust with them. And then finally, you're going to be seen as an authority figure. And then finally, you're going to be seen as the face of your market, meaning you have so much more leverage over your competitors. So you can charge these higher prices. You're going to have a very, very high sharp rate to all your calls, an extremely high close rate, because you are so much more leveraged than your competitors. You're constantly in your prospect's face. You're reminding them that you were the only person who is able to solve their pains. And this is why it is so powerful. And what you're going to do from here, once you have fully achieved these 3 things, you're then going to make a YouTube VSL. So time for a home run with your VSL. The reason why you should be making one is for greater leverage. The pillars that we discussed above, they're amazing. They help you to achieve all of this. But you're likely only going to be speaking on small parts of your offer, never the whole entire offer within a centralized section. And this is why your VSL is going to be able to allow you to do just that, meaning that the prospect's crystal clear on exactly what you do and how you can help them. Secondly, it's going to help you to really increase the hours of time a prospect consumes you for. So Google released a study stating that a prospect needs to consume at least 7 hours worth of content across 11 touch points in 4 separate locations for them to be able to make a buying decision. And this is why we are placing a huge emphasis on YouTube, so we can meet the 7 hours, and also why we still are using these top of funnel social media platforms. So we have these so many different touch points with them, but the VSL is going to allow us to achieve a high amount of this watch time, make them crystal clear on how our offer works. So it's extremely important that we create it. And the main reason we are going to be putting our VSL on YouTube and not on a landing page, for another reason, is that on a traditional landing page, you don't get rewarded whatsoever. If a prospect does watch your VSL but doesn't book a call, you get nothing for it, especially if you don't have a lead form where you can capture some of that data. But when it comes to YouTube, no matter what, you are always going to be rewarded. Firstly, you're going to get a guaranteed view, and YouTube's going to see the type of person this is. And if they do have a high watch time and they've showed key engagement within your content, but they just might not have been ready at this point because they're investing in other parts. In fact, they want to invest into you next month. YouTube is going to be able to see this lookalike audience and further push it out to this sorts of people, meaning you're going to further attract even more dream clients on autopilot. And that's why it's extremely good, because you have your view, which is guaranteed, but that also, if you provide enough value, prospects are likely going to like your video as well as subscribe, meaning they're further getting within your YouTube ecosystem. And this is why it's extremely good. So here's how our VSL scripting framework is going to work. So we have the hook, client results, pain points, video agenda, value, VSL, reinforced pain points and client results, and then finally CTA. So it is very similar to the videos we have been making within our content pillars, but this time around, we do have these client results. So when it comes to client results, just like you saw at the start of this video, where I just showed tons of my clients and I briefly spoke about the amazing results we've gotten for them. The reason you're going to be doing this is to really reinforce to the prospect, the dream client who's watching your video, that you know exactly what you're talking about and it's worthwhile them sticking around until the end. So it's extremely imperative that when you are making your VSL, you include them. Then we have pain points, which we went over, video agenda, and then we have our value piece, and then you have reinforcing client pain points, client results. So this is where you are going to remind the prospect, the dream client once again, that they are dealing with pain and they desperately need it to be solved. For your CTA this time around, it is going to be you getting a prospect to book a call with you because you've touched upon your whole entire offer. And I'll be showing you how to do this in a second, which I'm extremely excited to be doing. Okay, so now that we've covered this, you know the exact type of YouTube content you need to be creating to nurture, build trust, be seen as the face of your market, the only person who is able to solve these prospects' pain. I'm going to show you how this content should look. So here's Chris once again, former CEO, billion-dollar company, best-selling business book author, just crushing it here with his personal brand. So let's watch this content now.
I'm going to share with you the 10 most important lessons I learned at business school, lessons I use every single day, and I'm going to do it in 10 minutes. They work for me and they'll work for you. Number one is inspiration. What I learned was the impact that single individuals like you and me, but individuals who bring passion, vision, energy, and courage to an organization, to a problem, to a challenge. It's amazing what they can achieve. When I went to Harvard, I was in a pretty dark place in my...
Okay, so from watching this video, you can see we're following the exact same editing style we do for Chris when it comes to his top of funnel content. The reason we're doing this is for consistency, so we can really become associated with that brand style, helping him to further stand out from his competitors and really be seen as the face of his market. Secondly, we're using relatable videos from famous movies where people can see. So as an example here, we have from the movie The Founder, the McDonald's one. People are able to relate to this because they've likely seen this movie before, making it more relatable, helping to increase the watch time. And this is why it's important to do. And with these videos, we're still following the same principles. We're having an attractive hook. So these are where he talks about every single thing he learned when he went to Harvard Business School, and he's given it away for totally free. So of course, people are going to want to stick around for this, but the editing of the content isn't where it stops. It's also important to consider when it comes to YouTube, the thumbnail. So as I showed you earlier, the thumbnail is essentially what you see before you watch the video. And because of this, it's extremely important that it's attractive. It makes someone want to click onto the video. As I wrote here, it's attractive and as appealing as possible. And the best way to do this when it does come to your thumbnail is for someone to be able to look at it straight away and have a clear understanding of what the video is about. So someone can clearly see this. Okay, it's about Harvard. We have the Harvard logo here. We have a famous Harvard building in the background. Next, it's colorful. It's colorful and lively. We're not using any dull colors, meaning that prospects are going to be more likely to stop scrolling to check it out. And then finally, on our thumbnail, we have the least amount of words as possible. It's really important that you do this. You want to keep all your thumbnails down to the least amount of words to make it as simple and digestible for prospects as humanly possible. Okay, so next you have your YouTube descriptions, and there's going to be two different types of YouTube descriptions. Firstly, your 4-pillar descriptions. So as we discussed earlier, because the prospect doesn't know enough about your offer yet, it wouldn't be wise for you to get them to go and book a call with you, because they are going to be showing pushback and asking further questions about how your offer works. So instead, you're just going to invite them to watch the rest of your content. But when it does come to your fear sell, you are going to pitch them to book a call with you, where they can get further value from you because they're in clear alignment with how your offer works. And now I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can get these prospects to book a call with you. And there's 5 proven ways. So we implement all of this for our clients. We do all the YouTube, everything for them. So once again, all they're doing is pressing record, so they can focus on other parts of their business as we're literally handling everything for them. So firstly, literally for a prospect to book a call directly from YouTube, you can simply put your Calendly link in it. This is a great method, but when you do start getting lots of demand, you are booking more than 6 to 7 qualified calls per day, I would use one of these funnels just so you can further nurture people and ensure that you only are booking calls with the most qualified prospects where it is a guaranteed close. So let's say as an example, you have a consulting offer which costs $10,000 for 3 months. You won't be seeing every time someone books a call as a book call. You will instead be seeing it as $10,000. And that is how much leverage the Fusion funnel enables you to have. So we have YouTube here, and then next, so literally just as simple as this. And then next you have messages or phone, okay? This is a really great method. So this is where you can once again adopt the free lead magnet resource. But this time, instead of doing it through your top of funnel social media platforms, you're going to be doing it through your YouTube platform. So this is where you could be offering them an extension of the video you've just done, a KPI tracker as an example, another AI tool, whatever is most appropriate to your online service-based business. But in order for them to get it, they have to enter in their information into a lead form. So they receive the free resource. But at this point, you're going to get their email address, their phone number, their SMS. So you can text them, you can WhatsApp them, you can phone up the prospect, and it can kind of act as a triage call where you can further ask them questions about where they currently are, if they're ready to invest. And if they do seem like a good fit, you can then book them on a call. And they're going to be far more receptive just because you've given them a free resource. And then look, another way for you to do it when it comes to messages is to drive the prospect back from your YouTube channel into your Instagram, where you can further nurture them, text them, understand their pains, and from here, book a call. But this time around, it's going to be far more leveraged, just down to the fact that they've already consumed all your content. They're fully nurtured as opposed to you just reaching out to them before they go to the rest of your funnel. Next, we have community, and this is crushing it for our clients because you're essentially giving prospects even more value for totally free. When I mean a community, I mean essentially a third-party website where you're able to house a bunch of training videos on them so they're able to further become nurtured, understand how your offer and your strategy works, and even see amazing results themselves so they can make a bit more money to get up to the point where they could afford your services. And because you've likely helped them making this money, it means that it's a guarantee that they are going to come to you and invest into you. So when they do eventually book a call with you, it's a guaranteed close. It's $10,000 straight away if that's how much you charge. We like to use for this is School. It's really good. It's currently the biggest e-learning platform in the entire world. And the great part about it is for prospects to be able to get into this community, they need to enter their data. So you're capturing data from them so you can add them to your newsletter. You can also be adopting these methods as well. And this is why I love it so much. When we were creating this, we really ensured that everything was in sync. So each acquisition method bounces off each other, which further helps you to have as much leverage as humanly possible over your competitors. And then once they've consumed all these free training, they're going to book a call. Next, we have a newsletter. And look, you've seen all these amazing ways we can go about capturing data for the newsletter. Also keep it even more simple. You can just say within your YouTube channel, because you'll be providing such valuable content, such valuable insights, for them to sign up to your newsletter, where you can hit them with 2 to 3 weekly touch points of you providing them with even more value within written form. And then after a while, once you have nurtured them within your newsletters, you can pitch prospects to book a call with you directly through your newsletter. And then finally, we have qualification form. I would strongly suggest only doing this once you'll get into the point using the Fusion funnel where book calls are just becoming unbearable. You're booking 10 to 12 calls per day. Your whole sales team just can't manage it. You're having to look at getting many more closers. I would add a qualification form in place. So this qualification form essentially just audits anyone before they book a call with you. You can ask them how much they're fully making and any other questions which may be relevant to your online service-based business. And once again, the great thing about this is you're still collecting data, so you can still be using all these different acquisition channels. And this is why the Fusion funnel works so extremely well, because everything is so intertwined. It bounces off each other. It really helps to nurture the prospect, and it just guarantees that anytime someone is booking a call with you, it is a close because of the amount of touch points we've been able to have with these prospects. So like I said earlier, it's not just a book call anymore. It's every time someone books a call, it's a 10K if that's how much you charge. If you charge $2,000, it's not someone booking a call, it's $2,000. And that is how powerful it is. Okay, so the prospects now booked a call with us, and instead of going cold turkey, because I see a lot of people do, and it's one of the biggest mistakes, we're gonna instead take them through our take action pre-call sequence. The whole entire goal of this is to re-engage them, reinforce the amazing client results we've gotten, and remind the prospect exactly how our offer works. So if we scroll down, this is our one right here. This is exactly what I use. So Fusion Media is a confirmation landing page saying your call has been booked. They then watch this miniature VSL where I make them follow the following steps. They firstly have to confirm their call, otherwise we will void it. I next show them the amazing client results we get, further reinforce it, and I then give a very high level overview of how our offer works. And this is really important to add this, and it's a vital element we've used within our Fusion funnel. So it really helps to just further show prospects that we are the business that's able to solve their problems and take them from where they are now to where they desire to be, because we're constantly just reminding them, we're just re-engaging them. So here's how the sequence works. Firstly, the prospect books a call with us. Next, we send them a confirmation email saying that yes, their call has been booked, and it's going to direct them to the landing page where they're able to watch the video, which we just spoke about. Next, 24 hours before the call, they're going to receive another email where we're going to send them another free resource. Typically, this is going to be a client interview, just saying like, hey prospect, check out this interview we did with this client and how we helped him go from here all the way to here to further reinforce the amazing client results. Next, 1 hour before the meeting, we're going to send them a reconfirmation email to confirm that they attend. This is really important because it reminds them, further reinforces that we are the business that can solve their problems. And it really just helps us not waste our time because we can guarantee that the prospect will be attending the call. And it's important to note that we do all of this for our clients. So we set up all these nurture systems for them. We're setting up all these acquisition systems. So once again, all they're having to do is press record. They have to do nothing else. And at this point, when the call finally does happen, it's no longer even a sales call. It's an enrollment call. Because we've got to the point where the prospect, well, I should say dream client, is fully aligned. They know exactly how our offer works, how it can help them. They have 0 objections. We have a guaranteed close because they've gone through so many sequences. So we have, let's say, your offer once again, as an online service-based business is $10,000, you know you're getting $10,000 from this call because of how much you've been able to nurture them, and you're just getting no pushback whatsoever. And this is how amazing the Fusion funnel is because of all the different touch points we've got. We have literally gotten to the point where it is unreasonable for a prospect not to invest into us. And this is how powerful this structure is. So now that we've gone over this, you're probably thinking, okay, the Fusion funnel sounds amazing. I know exactly how it works. I know the amazing results it can get me. I know what I need to follow to go from where I am now with my personal brand to getting dream clients coming to me every single day who are pre-nurtured, booking a call with me, so I'm able to help and serve them with my online service-based business. So this is exactly how we can help you to do just that and build a profitable personal brand, the personal brand of your dreams. The one where you're just not wasting hours per day creating content. You're able to focus on other parts of your business. You're not just trying to grow a personal brand where you're just creating content just for the sake of it. You're filming videos, you're uploading it on your social media platforms, not seeing results. You're following a strategy which we do everything for you. So let me walk you through each stage right now. So firstly, we have personal brand strategy perfection. So this is where we are going to be implementing the Fusion funnel for you. But it's important to note, as we understand that every single online service-based business, it has different elements. On top of the Fusion funnel, we also add bespoke personal brand strategy within it to make it as tailored as possible to you and to ensure that you're able to get the best possible results with your personal brand. And this is going to help you have so much leverage over your competitors, be seen as the face of your market, and most importantly, make it very unreasonable for someone not to invest into you. And once we have perfected your personal brand strategy, implemented the Fusion funnel for you, added the bespoke section, we do all the done for you fulfillment. So we do everything. My entire goal is for you simply just to have to press record, as we're going to be handling everything else for you, from ideating your content, scripting your content, editing your content, managing your content, implementing all these acquisition systems for you. We want to do everything for you. I want you to simply have to press record and then being able to focus on other parts of your business and still have peace of mind that you are building a profitable personal brand, but you don't need to spend too much time on it because of how leveraged we're going to be making you. And then finally, once we've done this and you're starting to get the attention that you deserve, you're starting to nurture through your YouTube, this is where we're going to continue setting out all these different acquisition strategies for you, and we're going to be implementing them for you. So at this point, you can just step back and focus on what you're best at, which is other parts of your business, and also press and record, as we're going to be helping you with everything along the way. And then finally, this is where you're going to have profitable personal brand success. But we understand in order for you to achieve this, yes, we are going to be doing everything for you. We are going to be fulfilling everything, but we also do consulting. So we're going to consult you through everything. You're going to have access to our course. We give you access to our whole entire infrastructure. We show you how everything works because yes, it's very important to me that we do everything for you, but it's also important to me that you understand how these things work. So you will be having access to it. And then finally, you're going to have access to a community of 7 to 8 figure entrepreneurs. Some of the business owners we're working with, they're part of Forbes. So you're going to be in a community with some of the most brilliant minds in the whole entire business space. And the whole entire goal of this is for you guys just to bounce ideas off each other. You all have one mission within this community, and this is to build a profitable personal brand. And you being in this community with like-minded individuals is going to help you to truly elevate and do just that. So right now you really have two options. You can click off this video still with just that itch in your head, that just splinter, which is just reminding you all the time, I need to build a personal brand. I know how much leverage it's going to get me. I know how it's going to be the only way for me to become the face of my market. And you can just have that just splinter within your head forever and just not take action. Or you can take action. You can go within this description and you're going to see a link where you're going to be able to book a call with me or a member of my team, where we're further going to take a deep dive into the Fusion funnel, understand on this call how we can dedicate bespoke parts to you really help you solve any bottlenecks you may be facing, and just provide you with as much value as humanly possible. And at the end of the call, if we do seem like we are a good fit, then we can progress together. You can have access to all these things. Our consulting, our personal brand consulting, being within the community, us fully implementing the Fusion funnel for you, fully adding the bespoke features, us doing the done for you fulfillment, us doing all the acquisition processes for you. You can do that with us, you can progress. And if you don't want to, if we feel like it's not a good fit, that's perfectly fine as well. There's completely no risk to this whatsoever, because you're still going to leave this call with just so much alignment, so much value on where you need to go next when it comes to your personal brand. So there's no risk whatsoever when it comes to this call. So I urge you, once this finishes, to go to the description and book a call with a member of me or my team. And I'm very excited for us to be speaking to you soon. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.